Hello and welcome back to Lansdowne Road. This is Lansdowne Roar, a deflated Lansdowne Roar. It is finished 2-0 to England, or 0-2, depends how anal you are about that. And it did have to be Declan Rice and Jack Grealish, didn't it? 2-0. Look, it could have been much worse, a lot worse, really, if it wasn't for Queefing Gallagher having a pretty decent game, to be fair. A very good game. I don't know how he didn't get man of the match, or sorry, player of the match. Your thoughts?
Heartbroken. I honestly think I would have rather have lost 6-0 if them two didn't score.
Really?
Honestly, it's the most gutting thing ever.
Do you agree? By the way, our fan, the guys watching there live, we are live on YouTube, 3 Twitter channels, including Republic Bar and Player Track, by the way, and Facebook. Do you agree with Conor? Would you rather lost 6-0
I actually
if those two didn't play?
I don't know. It's heartbreaking, isn't it?
It was. Do you know what?
Just
right? Everything was perfect. The atmosphere was great. Put him under pressure. The mural, the banner, or the tifo, is it called a tifo? Yeah. Is it for Jack in the singing section here to our right?
And even 5 minutes in, Jason Malumbi got the crowd going up to Grealish, getting stuck in the Grealish.
It was perfect. It was the aggression was there. You think this is fantastic, and then all of a sudden, just like that, long ball. We had a great chance. It was a good save by Pickford. Sammy Smodic.
Yeah, he should have done better with the strike, though.
He should have done better. Comfortable save of Pickford. All of a sudden, bang, long ball over the top, and Gallagher pulls off a superb save, and then it had to be him, didn't it?
Yeah, but that system, it's 2024, and we say our strong position is centre back, so we go with 3 centre backs. To say that's the reason we go with it. And we played Coleman as a right centre back, and you could see straight away. First thing they did straight away every time was diagonal ball over to Gordon.
Yep.
And especially Gordon. Gordon knows Coleman so well. So as good as Coleman has been, and as smart as he's a footballer, he knows his weaknesses. And that ball in behind, I know Keller made a great save, but it came from that ball in behind.
Yeah, it was just very rudimentary, wasn't it? Just over the top, sort of space.
I know Alexander Arnold. I know he's an absolute joke of a footballer. It was a great ball, but
And then, of course, the second goal. Then nice bit of team play. Bang.
I don't even. It's just Rice. It's Grealish. Oh, he scores.
What did you make though, Rice? It was like watching a club game. Like he goes over and refuses to celebrate. He's like giving it all that. Oh no, no.
Football's gone woke, isn't it? It's forgetting to celebrate against your old country.
Well, I tell you what, Lee Carsey didn't forget to celebrate. And neither Jack Grealish.
I don't care. I don't care about Grealish. I know
it's Rice. Yeah, it's just. Oh, my phone blew up. Brother-in-law, and I know if he's watching, Ed, future brother-in-law, he was like, "Is that a goal for Ireland now? Is it?"
Anyway, I won't be on my phone for the rest of the night.
Yeah, I was getting texts from people.
I've even had phone calls. Missed phone calls I have. Missed phone calls I have.
Oh God. How do you feel about it at home? Are you at the game? You on your way home? Be careful, by the way, tonight. It was well. I mean, I got here quite early, but reports of 1 or 2 incidences in town that I'm aware of. Anyway, by the way, if you are, we're not going to be watching the post-match interviews just yet. So if you could let us know, you are the Roar faithful. Just tell us what's being said out there as well, and we'll talk about it. You know. Have your say, leave a comment, get involved. This is your podcast as well. We're going to be live for the next, hopefully, 40 minutes, thereabouts, or until it pretty much dries up. So tell us what you think. Are you devastated like Conor here? 2-0. It had to be Declan Rice and Jack Grealish.
We didn't even see before the match. I don't think a single person could have comprehended them scoring. We could have comprehended losing 2-0 or us playing terrible.
Well, 2-0, yeah. I mean, look, that. Listen, I mean. 2-0 is not. It was scoreline. Flattery. England fans are still here to be kept for an hour after.
We did have chances. That's the thing. We did.
We did have chances. Yeah, we were actually. It was a little bit against the run of play, wasn't it? When the first goal came.
Yeah, it was. We started very well, but I have to question again and again because we do know John O'Shea was a big reason behind that team being picked.
Well,
I remember saying the last time we were on was the last. It was in March, and saying that Jason Knight in games like this, Jason Knight has to start. Just has to start. You can see when he came
Immediate
on.
difference, wasn't it,
The
when he came
difference
on?
he makes. People go on about this side. This person has to start. This person, he's the one man that has to start in a game like this.
I mean, have a look at. I'm going to read out some stats here. Full-time stats. We ended up with 29% possession. England had 71, obviously. They had 16 attempts on goal. We had 6. They had passing accuracy of 90%. We had 70%. They completed 637 passes. We got a maximum snooker, 147. But out of an attempted 210, they had 710 attempted passes.
I mean, we attempted
210.
and 200 of them have Robbie Brady just kicking the ball over the top to no one.
Not my words. The words of Conor McAvoy over at Public Ground Player Tracker. See, the comments now are starting to hot up. Keep them coming in, guys. We will get to them. Tell us what you talk to us about, what you want to talk about. If you haven't already, do subscribe to the page. We really appreciate it. We're trying to grow. Bloody England band. We're trying to grow the YouTube channel as well. So if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. It does help. Scan that QR code. Head over to our Facebook, Instagram, and our Twitter. And we'll.
At least we have the under 21s. At least they're good.
Yeah, they had a good result there.
At least they're good.
At least they're good. I mean, look, you talked about John O'Shea, right? Obviously, his fingerprints were all over that team. So just in case people aren't in the know, not to. And the England fans are chanting, "Keno, what's the score?" He's still on.
Ian Wright's
acknowledged them. Jack is coming off now, and they're just finishing up over there in ITV. They're getting the microphone and stuff taken off. Did you actually see Roy Keane before the match? He turned around and said about the FAI that they couldn't organise. And there's a couple of lads on the pitch. Oh no, I thought we had pitch invaders. Oh, we do.
They're getting a photo, trying to get a photo of John Stones.
And we got 2 more pitch invaders. Jesus Christ! Every match you get a pitch invader. Every game. It's 2 young fellas trying to get a photograph with John Stones. He's been taken away, and the other lad's been rugby tackled.
There you go.
Yeah, he's turned around and said on ITV, he must have got it cleared before the censors, obviously, but he says there's some good lads in the FAI, but the people on top couldn't organise a piss up in the brewery, which is a little bit, a bit naughty because, a bit of language there before the 8 p.m. watershed over in the UK.
Do you think he was even given permission to say that? And he
he would have. Yeah, Keno's media savvy.
But they're media savvy. They know they can get a clip out of him and they say,
piss and arse. Yeah, you can say arse in the morning. You can say, but it's not like Irish radio where you can say whatever you want. But just going back to the team now. Look, in case you guys weren't, some people might not be aware of this, but Hallgrimsson did turn around and say that he would just be observing, that he wouldn't really have much to do with the selection of the team. Hence why we talked about it on the preview show, the window preview, which is available in the archives, as to why it was heavy on the wing backs and quite light in midfield.
Yeah.
And we saw it there today. 5 at the back. We have to get rid of that system.
I don't know if it's even the 5 in the back. It's even, we play 5 at the back and we don't even utilize the best players in the system.
No.
Even like today, I actually thought Matt Doherty in the first half actually offered a lot. The amount of runs he made in behind, overlapping Ogbene, and then for Ogbene just to not pass him the ball was mental.
There was one there with Ogbene where I think he had Robinson overlapping, and Ogbene was standing there, and to his right was Callum Robinson in oodles of space, but he just didn't look up and he passed it to his left. And
you said Callum Robinson?
He didn't play.
No, he didn't.
Sorry. I can't remember who it was. Sorry, folks. It's been a long couple of days, trust me. I can't remember who the guy was, but literally he was just running in there. Could have been Smolich, actually.
Physical abuse is always wrong. Well, that's what happened to us today.
Yeah. Yes. Verbal abuse there as well. All the signs coming up. It was pretty bad. But look, this isn't Hallgrimsson's team this window. We still have a game against Greece to come up with.
Well, the thing is, we could easily get a result. If we win on Tuesday, 3 points.
Never beaten Greece before, though.
But there's no reason we can't. I know it was bad as we were today, but this same thing will happen to Greece when they play England. Maybe they'll be better compact. Maybe if we played England, the home game was in November and the first game was next month, and Hallgrimsson had a first camp to get through things and see his squad. Maybe it would have been a lot better. But it was just very frustrating.
I think, listen, it could have been so much worse, right? 2-0. Okay, we'll look back in the record books.
But that's like 20-0 because of who scored. It honestly is like we lost 10-0.
Well, listen, Just relax.
No, I'm sick of
Relax. Listen, when and to you folks out there, just listen to me now. When we look back in the record books, right, and look back at 2-0, right, just don't look at who scored, especially if you're Conor, right? If it had been 4-5-6-0, which by the way, when we were 2-0 down, it looked like it was going to happen. It was so bad at half time that the crowd was just completely deflated, and it could have been. It felt like here we go, it's going to be 5 or 6-0. They stopped booing Rice. Actually, that's how bad it got.
fans are just giving up at that stage. Like,
Yeah, look, it looked like we've been well beaten, and we have been well beaten. However, if it had been, 4 or 5-0, it would have been an absolute disaster for the new manager. Even though it's not his team, really, even though it's not, it's John O'Shea picking the players and the system. We're not really going to see Hallgrimsson maybe till the game against Greece. Do you reckon we're going to see more of his?
I think he'll have more of an input on it. I think it'll still be similar John O'Shea's ideas, but I think Hallgrimsson can go that team that came on around the 68th minute mark, where it was Jason Knight started, but maybe Tuesday's not a game for Jason Knight. We don't know. But like, when are you ever going to win a football match against England when you're playing on the counter and you have Sammy Smaddox playing left wing? I honestly do not. I've said this before. When we played Portugal away, we played Sammy Smaddox and Troy Parrott in the wing. And it wasn't an excuse just to keep one of them on the wing. Like, as soon as Jason Knight came on, we seen Smaddox played more of a false nine, maybe a second striker off Adamida. And we did see he got more impact on the game. He had a shot that he just put off target. He should have done better with it. I thought he probably should have went far post. But like, Ida looked completely off the boil today.
Yeah, it was very. I mean, so many of them were so bad. I mean, Doherty and Coleman. I mean, they had lots of joy down that right, didn't they? Coleman's obviously on the right side of a 3-man back three, sorry. And obviously had a right wing back. Oh, Keano's actually getting photographs taken. There he is. He's actually talking to Hallgrimsson now at the moment.
Kieran and Hallgrimsson and
Kieran, yeah, with Keano there. That's interesting now. I wonder what's been said there, especially after what he said. I wonder if they're aware of what he said about the FEI and the comments.
The question now is with Hallgrimsson, with he's a big man for pushing the whole thing of granny rulers and stuff like that. Will he see this and go pushing for people that aren't already involved?
Well, we saw one granny ruler today. Casey McAteer made his debut. I mean, the game was over. He came off about 10 minutes. Didn't see enough of him, really, did we?
No, not really. Not really his fault. Like,
no, it's not.
Seeing what people are saying about the small bone, saying he was very poor. I know he didn't play well, but he was running around like a headless chicken because he just had no chance to get the ball in the middle of the park. He was just smothered the whole time, and it seemed to be no. I don't know what it was. The three at the back, every time they had the ball, it looked they had no options. And then it was given out to Robbie Brady on the left, and he would just hoof it in behind Adamida, who was simply just refusing to make them runs. Yeah. I know Robbie Brady did one too many. I know a striker can't do that for 90 minutes, but it was like Ida just didn't want to do it at all.
Do you know what I mean? It's a difference though, isn't it? Like, when we got into those vital areas, just made all the wrong decisions, the wrong passing, didn't put the head up.
I know Sinclair Armstrong wouldn't be as polished in front of goal as Ida, but on a game like this, you need a striker that will get in the defenders' faces, will go chase after every single ball, will try and make it tough. He didn't make it tough for Gahey or Maguire once.
Yeah,
he didn't. It didn't do anything. I know Ida's been good, and in the big games is when he shined for. Like Portugal away, that game, he was absolutely brilliant. And it just seemed like he went completely against his whole game today. It just didn't look right.
Absolutely right. We see the comments coming in, guys. We're going to get to the comments part of the show. Before, though, we do that, we're going to have a tiny little break, a little advert, and we'll be back with the comments. David Dunn here from Lansdowne Road. We just arrived here in Gibraltar. I'm roll. Yeah, I'm not in Gibraltar, guys. I'm not in Gibraltar. Sadly, I'm not in Lansdowne Road. I'm here in Amsterdam. Gibraltar. It's the rock over there. The rock. Stadio Municipal Aveiro. Something along the lines. Anyway, as you can see, it is pissing wet. Trying to give us a good experience this evening. So, get into your little seat, you.
Yeah, I've been off the drugs 3 times.
Lost in the toilet, me too. I feel like you're one of the RTDs years ago.
Let me tell you something about you two, right? They have
listened to it on the
done
flight.
so much for this
Worrying.
country. I did.
Here with a big car park beside the ground. Not too much to do.
Yes. This country. Portugal. Every country. Europe.
Behind me here, you can see there is some snacks.
Show some respect.
The rock over there.
No.
We're not going to be playing Gibraltar in any of the countries.
Well, that's the way of the world these days.
Of course, wherever they go, we go. Don't worry, Conor. We might do an ad with you as well.
Don't.
At some point. Yeah, we're going to get into the comments section. Before we do that, of course, if you haven't subscribed to the page before, please subscribe. Scan the QR code, head over to our Facebook, Instagram, and our Twitter. If you want opinion, go over to lansdowneroar.ie. That is lansdowneroar.ie. We will be live, of course, for the pre-game. And I think we're looking to do maybe might be looking to do a reaction tomorrow night. All depends though. I'm flying back into London tomorrow morning.
Should be, yeah, sure.
If you're good, we might do a post-match reaction. Get Martin's thoughts anyway. Speaking of granny rulers,
But I don't know if I'll make it to the morning after this.
no,
Oh, yeah.
Jesus,
I don't
that's not what we want to hear. Anyway, right, we're gonna get into the comments. Right. Oh, what's going on there? Okay, let's have a look here now into the comments. Of course, you still have time. Anything you want to ask us, anything you want to talk about, just let us know. Daniel Granahan. Benny tried so hard, but I felt out forwards, didn't even try. Poor defending, could have conceded more than 2. Yeah,
How did Ogbenny get man of the match, by the way?
Ronnie Whelan picked him.
That
You
man,
leave my,
the man.
when you score a goal like that against the Soviet Union in the European Championships, young man, you can pick whoever you want.
Stop living in the past.
Do you blame me? Yes, Ronnie Whelan picked him, to be fair. He said he wanted to go with Kelleher. He knew Kelleher was the best player, but he had to kind of go with an outfield player.
How? That makes absolutely no sense.
Do not question the
Why are you
wisdom
discriminating against your goalkeeper?
of Ronnie Whelan. Because he'd be accused of bias. Because he's
How many times did he call England we today?
he didn't actually. I had him. I had Ronnie in one. It was very comforting. So there you go. That's what happened there. And also you didn't. You and Stuart Pearce as well. Should have showed him a bit more respect.
Why? I didn't say anything.
Did you speak to him? You were actually he was actually in the lift, right? Stuart Pearce, great player, Psycho Pearce. That was his nickname, by the way. It actually was his nickname. And you know,
But he wasn't by himself. He was with 3 others having a conversation. I wasn't going to interrupt.
intimidated.
I'm not going to interrupt the conversation.
See, that's where Martin would have got a selfie with him and everything. Like, you know, you need to up your game, Conor. But
I am the celebrity. I don't need to lick up to his arse.
There's a sight for you. That is the mentality of the millennial, the entitlement. Anyway, Kevin O. We need to stop giving out this player of the match to an Irish player every time. Benny looked embarrassed when they announced. I mean, he was hardly going to give it to Declan Rice. Speaking of which, actually, Declan Rice, when Harry Kane came off, the England captain, he wanted to give the armband to Declan Rice, but Declan Rice said, no, please don't. I don't want to get out of here live.
I don't think the captain armband. I think that would have made at that stage made no difference to that.
No, it wouldn't have. No, should he stop doing him?
He's not the brightest, is he?
Who, Declan?
Yeah, he's not the brightest.
No, but he did score. It was a lovely
Don't
finish.
care.
Oh,
At least he can never say he's Irish again.
No,
Doesn't deserve to be Irish.
Jesus Christ. I'm going to get the Barons out here now. 1 second. Well, we're going to move it on. Brandon Walsh. This 3 at the back has to stop. Never works. Play Smonich down the middle where he's best. Get rid of Doherty and Brady. Enough is enough. Yeah, I do agree. You know, against that caliber of opposition, playing Brady, like he's just done too many times, wasn't he? And Doherty as well.
I know Saka's one of the best in the world in that position, and he's just pure class. But like, it was like Brady was just. It wasn't just that Saka was beating him 1-on-1. It was a thing of just slipping in behind, just falling asleep the whole time as well.
Yeah. Not public. Jacob Bryan looked very poor when he came on. We'd be better off playing with 10 men than with Doherty. Coleman has no pace anymore. Malumbi, a nice show. Promise Kelleher should have been man of the match. Brandon Walsh, and get rid of O'Shea as well. He's clueless. He picked that team of formation today. Hasn't learned a thing since Portugal battered us. I do get the sentiment what you're saying there, Brandon. yeah, we were tactically very poor against Portugal when we got battered there. And yet again today, the aggression was right for the first 10 minutes until he scored, but we were undone. We were completely undone. Kevin, Jared Cordes. Hi, lads. How you doing? Been listening to the pod for a long time, but first time on the live stream. Well, you're very welcome, Kevin. Thank you. Thought McAteer was much more direct and like Benny lingered on the ball too long every time going forward. Yeah, I do agree. Ronnie said in commentary that, there were times where Ireland was sitting over a set piece. So just move it quickly.
Yeah.
England aren't paying attention. Just, be quick. We just seem to lack that. Is that just because we just don't have the players?
There was a lack of confidence. Even Darragh O'Shea. Darragh O'Shea was a amount of times Darragh O'Shea had the ball coming down, no one near him, and all he do was take it down his chest. Because Darragh O'Shea can clearly do it. He's a good footballer. He's not just a defender. And he was just heading the ball. It was like, we're playing England here. Oh no, we're not going to have any time on the ball. When there was times there was so many times like the defenders at time, but they just wanted to head the ball instead of taking it down. It was just frustrating.
Oh, it was very poor. They were playing with some fear. Fear today. Jim Bear, how you doing, Jim? What a mess. Coleman, Doherty, Brady have to go. Of course, England's better, but the lack of effort and barely no tackles, the lack of fight was discouraging.
In the first half, there was one completed tackle from Ireland. Jason Malumbi was the only person in the first half completed a tackle.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah, it's just this fear. Look, yet again with the new manager. Give the manager time. This was a bit of a free swing, and do you know what? I think he's actually come away here okay. Well, you're annoyed. I get it
but he won't. He doesn't care about Grealish and Rice.
Nor should he. Like he's got to do a job. He's going to think, right, 2-0. People will look back on your first games against fourth best team in the world. Probably could have been European champions if he had, got to European final.
I just can't get over it. I'm actually
get over it. It's not the end of the world, Conor. Okay, so okay. Get a morale boosting result on Tuesday, then he's more time to work with the players. We got it. Let's give the guys some time. So let's just. And to be fair, from what I'm seeing so far, the comments, I think we all know we're not looking to blame anyone.
There was the times where actually there was like 10-minute spells we actually did look all right. The first 10 minutes of the game until they got the goal, and in the second half, the first 15 minutes, Jason Knight was on the pitch. We actually did look a lot improved. Like, it's just simple things that we just. The goals weren't really defensive mistake. The first one, I would say that was down to Coleman being picked at right centre back. I still would have started Coleman as a wing back or right back if you play with a 4. But I honestly think if you had an actual centre back there that would have used his body better, would have done something. I just think Coleman just looked a shot for pace.
Yeah. I mean, that was part of his game, wasn't he? He was bombastic right back.
Anthony Gordon's such a sharp footballer. He's just the small things he can do. You can just tell he's an elite footballer, but it's just frustrating.
Yeah. Nuri Nerek, well done, David Dunn. You were right with a 0-2 prediction, but how did Ireland do? Let's masturbate over this. I was right. Thank you very much.
Read that again.
Well done, David Dunn. You were right with a 2-0 prediction.
You read the whole thing.
But how did Ireland do? Let's. For fuck. Stop me again. Every time. Children. If you're children, just don't encourage them.
At least I told you. At least you'll know for next time.
Yeah. At least it's egg on my face. Jason Fitzsimmons agree with Conor. Knight has to start. Divock Origi. Yeah. Divock Origi. Seems like manager was happy losing 2-0 today. I think we were all a bit happy losing 2-0 today after that.
I'm not.
Well, no, but 2-0. You're 2-0 down.
We lost 10-0 pretty much.
Good. Brandon Watch. Benny tore Trent apart when Luton played Liverpool last season. When we played him on the opposite wing. Is there any research gone into the team selection at all? Yet again.
Benny on the left's pretty poor. Did you see the time in the first half? He beat Kobbie Mainoo, just completely done him. And the cross was the most overhead cross on his left foot. He has Ben has no left foot.
He's all right foot.
Yeah. I know he done Trent, but would he have done it again today? I don't know.
Yeah. And then Divock Origi not bringing on forwards. Well, I'd imagine you mean that in the play, not bringing on forwards, not holding the ball, bringing on forwards. Because we brought on forwards. We brought on Evan Ferguson. Glenn Forbes definitely put the grim in Hallgrimsson. Jesus, you like that? Yeah. Glenn Forbes again thought there were moments in the second half England could have been got at either Schmollich or Malumbi. To be fair though, Glenn, I think at that stage, I think if we had a scored against England, they probably would have got angry and scored 2 or 3 in quick response. They almost went into.
I don't know if you can say that though.
They went into a slumber. Like it was easy for them. They
No.
literally were standing in the centre circle on the ball. It was like watching the Harlem Globe.
They did bring on their players that literally just keep the ball for fun. Players like Angel Gomez, as Gibbs White.
Yeah,
they're technically on another level.
Yeah, exactly. Dave McGuinness, some good signals. Great to see some attempts to get after break. Good to see some long balls go over the top and see the English defence troubled.
I don't know what long balls done any damage.
Dave McGuinness, would you be saying that if
Stephen
Kenny was in charge? Oh, shots fired. Brandon Walsh, how you doing, Dave, by the way? Brandon Walsh, I told you 2 weeks ago, death by 1,000 cuts. You did indeed. Dave McGuinness, 5 at the back. It's a shambles. Absolutely agreed there. Yuri Eric, I'm just scanning your comment here for any double entendre. If we're completely honest with ourselves, this was the expected performance and results. Yes, because I predicted it. Ireland were woeful, struggling to remember a shot on target or a Pickford save. There was one led to the England goal.
Sammy Smollick's one.
Yeah, it led to the England goal.
Did Ogbene have one that was on target? Did we actually only have one?
Did we have? How many on target did we have? Here, I've got the official.
Malumbi could have scored after 2 minutes. Was it a good chance, or was it just he got his head and something that bounced off his head?
No. With Malumbi, he was in 2 minds. It looked like he was going to pass it, and he put his foot under it, didn't he?
No. In the first 5 minutes of the game from the corner, the Robbie Brady corner landed on his head.
Oh yes, sorry, yes. Yeah, he should have done better. And then
I didn't see the highlight of it.
And then there was one, wasn't it, where he skied it?
Yeah. In the second half, that one. But the one in the first 5 minutes looked like he just went under the ball and went completely under it.
Attempts on target. We had 1 attempt on target. And
I know attempts on target don't mean a lot because Sammy Smollick's chance he put wide was.
Well, it means the goalie has to make a save.
Yeah,
that was the question.
Probably should have went far post, I thought.
Dave McGuinness picking Brady, who had 8 starts last season, is crazy. He's played 4 games this season in a very poor Preston team, although he only played a few minutes last one. I think it might be time for Seamus to call it. I agree.
Oh, that's a bit harsh.
No.
Sure, he was one of our best players last window.
That was last window.
The last window.
Yeah, but he could barely move.
No, I just feel bad for him being he's been put in a position that he's getting exposed for what he's poor at.
Not public. Heimer not selecting the team was a joke and a bad omen for things to come. He was appointed in July. He had plenty of time to research and watch videos of recent Ireland games. I don't know. I mean, to be fair, you go back to 86 in this very stadium. Jack Charlton didn't pick his first team.
I think it's more of the thing of he never got a chance to go out and watch the players at club level until late in August because
and he doesn't really know.
And the Euros was on.
He never had a chance. Like every manager that starts, Ireland managers going back, have always had a chance. You've always had like some form of, like a camp with them or whatever. He hasn't had any of that.
And the thing is, if me or you had got, say, if he was at Jamaica, we got the Jamaica job, and there was an interim in before who you knew had a good reputation in the country, you would have asked him to come back and help you out.
There's Keir Starmer being taken away there in the car. Blockade going away. He was here at the game. Prime Minister. He actually was at the game. Prime Minister. Glenn Forbes. England looked like they could have been gotten to in the second half. Either Smollich or Malumbi should have scored. Robbie Brady should be put to pasture. Agree there. Dave McGuinness, however, you can't really judge anything on one game. Let's see where we are at the end of 6 games. Well, that's it. That's it. Given, but I think it's going to be a case of by the end of the Nations League, we'll know exactly where we are. Dave McGuinness, there again, if there's no impact, get to Chris Hughton's lawn and start begging. Andrew King, 2 players in the middle was a crazy decision. Don't have the midfielders for that. If we do that against Greece, we'll be in trouble. I said it from the start. I said, flood the midfield, put it up to them, and then try to feed off scraps. Maybe Schmollich in behind either Ida or Ferguson. I did say this, by the way. You can check it out. And instead, we put 2 in midfield. We played the wing backs. Insane.
I thought it was going to be that, like back when Stephen Kenny used to do it. He used to put Knight in that role. That like Ogbene and Ferguson really played the front 2, and then it was Ida, but. And then Knight I thought Smollick would have played slightly deeper, but Smollick just played as a left winger, which made absolutely no sense.
He's a centre man. And do you know what I like about Smollick? He's so... 2 things we've lacked: intelligence I'm not saying players are stupid, by the way, but intelligence, footballing intelligence,
Crafty, he gets in the right position at the right time.
and crafty and aggression.
Yeah.
And Schmodic has all of that. He's nippy. He comes in. He's he's up your arse. Like
Yeah.
he's just going around, and he's so tricky. He makes things happen. But you don't want him on the wing trying to make stuff happen.
No.
You want him down the center, mate. Because if he makes something happen down the center, then he's probably through on goal.
Yeah.
Around the 18-yard box. That's if you watch him, that's where he's most dangerous. And I like him. He's very, very clever player. John Foy, same old pass, give it away. Yeah, I mean it was very, very
I was
poor.
very lucky that we even got pass at times.
Yeah, it was just pass. It was just
Pass hoof.
hit ball. Glenn Forbes thinks it's a bit of a cop-out Hogwarts and not picking the team formation. If I was in that position, we make sure it's clear who the manager is. You got to take ownership now. We're saying, well, it's not his team today. Don't give the excuse breath.
But I don't even think that substitutions he made were his choice either.
You don't think so?
No. Because I've seen Paddy McCarthy there actually talk to the people on the sideline when he had his board out, going through whatever tactics, and then Knight came on 10 seconds later.
Well, I think whatever about today, he's got to take ownership of the team on Tuesday.
Yeah.
He's got to take ownership of the team on Tuesday. He's got to go, okay, I've seen that. I've spent half the camp. Right. This is what I fucking want.
Yeah.
And he's going to do it. I'm edgy now. Like it's before 8 o'clock and I'm swearing. East Coaster, how you doing, East Coaster? Not the end of the world, gap in class. Look, England are a bloody good side. The lack of quality was seen in Brady's inability to take a free kick or pass the ball. And Malumbi's poor finish to 2 good chances. John Foy, great outbreak. Thank you very much, John. We wherever they go, we go. We absolutely do. Here he is. He's got me another. Thank you. That's all right, man. Thank you very much. Amazing. Thank you. As many as you can get. Top man. Nice one, Declan. Look after yourself, pal. Oh, Declan Rice on the telly with Jack Grealish.
The two of them.
Being interviewed. Sorry, guys. We are live. John Foy, passing stats say it all. It tells us the story. No possession. As I said, pass, give it away. Same old football. Who picked that team, John O'Shea? I believe he did. That's what I believe.
Well, the whole backroom staff. It wasn't just John O'Shea himself.
Backroom staff, the FEI backroom staff. Newark need to stop with the picking of an Irishman of the match. Rings really hollow when they perform so
they have to. It must be in the contract with Sky.
So.
They have to give it to an Irishman. It would be nicer probably if they didn't announce it and they just handed it to him after. But I think it's something. Does he say the Sky man the match or does?
Yeah,
Sky
man the match. It's contractual. It means nothing anyway. Paul Kearney, first half was embarrassing at times. Lack of midfield.
I'm just looking here at Grealish and Rice. Rice looks like he's about to cry, and Grealish is loving it. Doesn't he? He looks like he's going to cry.
Yeah,
he looks.
Oh my god,
he does.
He really does. Holy Jesus, he looks like he's been caught. Doing something.
He must feel awful. He must. I know as much as we hate him, and as much as thing is that he did. Whilst he played for Ireland, he did love playing for Ireland. As a fact, he did, and it must.
But you can't look. You can't get away from it, right? Grealish under 21s, whatever. We always knew he kind of had. He was only dipping his toe in. Grealish kissing the badge. Can't wait till we draw England.
Rice.
All this nonsense, and then. He's like, I remember I'm an Englishman now. I've got a big fat contract.
So we do know it was all. If he was at any other club other than West Ham, he'd still be playing for Ireland right now, and it's a fact.
Strong words. Yeah.
That's a fact. It's all. It's got the reason at the time he chose England was money related, and everyone knows it was money related.
Pressure, and he was playing for us as a central defender, and I tell you what. As well, Martin O'Neill. I am sick to death of listening to Martin O'Neill. You'd swear to God it was an infliction of the worst possible kind for a player to play for Ireland.
And because he goes, what did he say? He said, "Oh, Rice would never have played for Ireland anyway." It's like you call him up into a senior camp. I guarantee if you said that Jack Grealish or Declan Rice that time he came into the senior camp to train, will you be involved in the squad? He would have talked with both hands. Because it was never Declan Rice never ever wanted to play for England whilst he played for Ireland, but it was just the West Ham thing. And Martin O'Neill could have capped him. I know he wasn't involved in that squad. Everyone thinks he was on the bench. He wasn't on the bench, but he was involved in that camp.
Yeah.
And he decided that I'll play Cyrus Christie in midfield that day.
Well, yeah.
And I know we can't keep going on about it.
No,
but
we're
it's
gonna
just-
stop. We're gonna
it's-
stop going on
it's
about
because
it.
it's because we're playing him. We scored him, and he came up. He did look like he was about to cry on that television screen. Whoever.
Grealish was loving it. Fair enough. Grealish is English, so he's playing. Anyway, Jared O'Connor, Doherty needs to go after today. Irish Football Blog, get Jimmy Dunn in. Felix Unger, when are we going to play Conor in that midfield role?
Never.
He's
not a midfielder. We need to stop saying that.
He's too. No,
He's just not. He's just a centre back. That's it. He's not a midfielder. I don't get this thing of playing Collins midfield.
I don't understand why we wanted Sammy in the squad. We're just going to play him out wide. He had his best scoring season with Blackburn playing in front in it too. Going to waste him just like we wasted Wes for a year. Near Nurek. Should also stop with Michael D. Higgins meeting the teams beforehand. Help the start of the game by at least 5 minutes. He did, bless him. 2 walking.
I hope he's all right.
Yeah, look, not having a go, not trying to be ageist or controversial, but
I don't know. Did he get? Because he wasn't on a walking stick. He was on 2 crutches. So I don't know whether he's just not well or whether he got something done.
82 or 3, isn't he? Like he's. Dave McGuinness, Ferguson should have got more minutes. The picked 11 had no impact. Make a change at the break. He should have got more minutes to have an impact. Felix, no urgency, no belief. Cormac, also no point having a Benny come back to his own half. You want running at the defender. Should have been at Trent's side, on Trent's side and taking him on all game. I mean, even Schmodic was in the first half going back, trying to tidy things up a little bit. Felix Unger, so many poor performances. Brendan Gamble, until we learn to play to our strengths, we will not get anywhere. Hopefully against Greece on Tuesday. Not public. It's great we have McAteer in the squad now. We badly need another player who can make a short run and then fail to deliver a decent ball. I was like, oh, this is really okay. Dave McGuinness, a bad hangover of some of the Kenny DNA still evident. It'll take time for that to be eradicated. That fear of attack passes down the throat, tendency to pass it around our own half. It'll take a while to expel that. Give HH a bit of time, but not forever. Greg Farrell, Adamida was crap. No movement from him whatsoever. Yeah, it's a free swing, but I'm sure Parrott is sitting there going, why aren't I out there? Brady lashed Ida in the first half over his lack of movement. Schmodic and Malumbi, I thought, were really good. Also, what the fuck were Coleman and Collins playing at the first goal? Just no communication. It was just a ball over the top. Collins completely done. I love that when Brady is having a go at Ida.
He kicked the ball out.
Why he kicks the ball out of play?
I can understand why he was annoyed, because you probably look up and you see Adamida and you're like, oh yeah, he's going to make this run behind, and then you take another look up in there and you see he's not there, so you're like, I'm pissed off. I'll just try and hit him behind anyway and tear it out. But
Felix Unger, Ida looked overweight. I don't know about that. Sandra, Sandra Q, how you doing, Sandra? I'm with Conor. I can't get over this performance. Can't help but think Ferguson should have got more minutes. Adam T.
It was just fitness related that he didn't play more minutes.
Yeah, I mean, he hasn't played a lot of games he played nothing for Norwich, really, did he? And then he's
right.
Oh, sorry, I was on about.
No,
I was thinking Ida.
Sorry, it was Ferguson. Yeah, he hasn't played in 5 months or something. He hasn't played a competitive game. I thought he might have got maybe 20 minutes, half an hour. He got 10 minutes, wasn't it? So yeah,
he didn't play. He was selected part of the squad in the Carabao Cup game for Brian, and then he was dropped from the squad. Not dropped, but rested from the squad against Arsenal. Greece and Finland are the real test for Heimer away. Or anyway, England are expected to walk the group. Yeah, that's fair. Felix Unger, Sandra, it was far worse than I was expecting. Dave McGuinness, I don't agree with free swings. A loss is a loss. People said that about Luxembourg. People said that about France. No free swings. You play to win no matter what the circumstances. But
I think it's the thing when you do the group before you'd be like, oh, we aim for at home. We want to win 2 out of 3 games, and if we get 7 points instead of 6, I think that's more of a thing. But we'll be happy with 6.
Brandon Walsh, Kenny had a free swing with COVID. Shea has a free swing with interim. Another free swing today with Heimer. When do we actually progress into a proper team selection with players in their best positions? Dave McGuinness, the first half was worse than I hoped for or expected. Very disappointing. Felix Unger, it's not losing, it's the manner in which we lost. Dave McGuinness again was much higher in tempo than the training session at Wembley a few years back. That was dreadful. Shane Duffy had an awful game. Dave McGuinness again. Kenny wouldn't place the ball over the top of a World Cup win. Was on the cards. He passed it back. There was 2 to 3 balls that went over the top, and the English defence was troubled a bit and gave away throwing, etc. That's what I'm getting at. Aidan Delaney, so hard to find anything positive about the team. John Buckley. Night made a difference in the second half, but we really are miles behind England. Better to compare ourselves to Greece and Finland. That's true, isn't it?
Yeah,
That's
that's
the real
100%.
that's the real acid
Yeah.
test, isn't it?
The thing is, because we've seen in years gone past, we've seen the world champions France come here. No, not that long ago. I would say our overall quality of squads better now, talent, better
Yeah.
depth, and we actually put it up to them that night. And the question is, why were we so off it tonight?
Yeah.
We can't keep using this excuse as Heimer's first game.
No, well, I mean, Greece now on Tuesday.
Yes.
Good chance to put this right. Any idea of the Greece game? Was that played at the same time? Was that tonight?
7:45. Yeah.
7:45 tonight against Finland. Mick Byrne, Jack's physio, picked his first team. There's no issue there. You have to get this one game done and observe. It's a baptism of fire and a shite starting set of circumstances to have your first game against a tier 1 team. And that's true. And that's what I'm getting at too. But against Greece, that's the test. Daniel Granahan, just seen one of some England fans getting tackled by Gardaí. Fair play to the Gardaí today. They were helpful. Let's hope we'll be more of a match for the Greece match and the Finland match. To be fair with the guards, they get an awful time. But I like the guards. Very good with me, shall we say. Graham Farrell, Greece v Finland on Virgin Media, hoping for a draw.
I don't know.
7:40. Yeah, it's 10-8.
All right.
Yeah. Cornelius Barnett, Ireland wouldn't have scored if they were playing until tomorrow night. Luckily, England stopped playing after halftime. That's true. That's true as well. But you know what? The record books, and this is what I'm trying to say, the positivity, the record books will not show that, right? We will not look at that and go, oh, we'll just go, we lost 2-0 against a top team. We lost 2-0 against a team whose last game was the European Championship final. Let's move on from it. Observe, as Dave McGuinness said, move on from it, and then let's focus on Greece and hopefully get a result and build on that. And then he's
Carsley referred to Ireland as we in his interview. That'll go down well in England.
Way, good man. Glenn Forbes thought the jersey looked great despite it being fabricated from an old Quinsworth plastic bag. God, Quinsworth. Graham Farrell, you could fucking tell O'Shea pick that team. That can't happen again. I agree. Glenn Forbes, best Lansdowne Road post-match chipper, is it? Glenn, you know me well. Yes, over by the vintage. I can't remember. It's an Italian chipper. It has to be an Italian chipper, doesn't it? Because the takeaway food in England is garbage.
It's the worst. It's unbelievably bad.
It's bad, isn't it?
Oh, it's dreadful.
It's like lard.
Everything's terrible.
Can I have a bag of lard and mushy peas?
It just doesn't taste nice.
It's rubbish. But that's why I actually learned. It actually taught me how to cook. Living in England for 13 years, it's taught me how to cook, and I'm a decent cook actually. Jason Fitzsimmons. How you doing, Jamie? Jamie Fitzsimmons, sorry. I was right beside Coleman, looked unfit and out of place. Good man, Jamie. Graham Farrell, Ronnie Whelan picked Ogbenny on RTE. What the fuck was he watching?
I wonder what.
And sorry, Whelan, Graham corrects himself there. Not public. England fans kicking off in Ballsbridge, and this is them after the worst of them have been weeded out before they travelled. They really are a different breed. Oh dear. Dave McGuinness, Gastori have to go. Never really jumped on that argument, but it's shite, kit. It is shit. Graham Farrell, Martin O'Neill is nothing but a bitter, twisted naughty. Graham.
Thing is, he's not wrong, is he?
No. Right. We're trying not to get kicked off the air. Sick of it. Just.
We're a voice for the fans. As
we are the voice for the fans within reason. Sick of listening to him bitch and moan about his time with Ireland. That is true. I mean, yeah, that part is, you're absolutely right. He is bitching and moaning. And you know what? Could someone remind him that fucking Mick McCarthy took over as Ireland manager from him, not Stephen Kenny? Anyway, Glenn Forbes, need advice for the next time I'm home. What's the best supermarket spice bag brand? I don't know. We got McDowell's last time. Oh, McDowell's actually is quite good. McDonald's used to do a very, not the fast food chain, but McDonald's used to do a cracking curry sauce. Yeah. These are the important questions. Small bone genuinely awful tonight. Worst I have seen him, says Conor. Are you tweeting as well?
No, that's not me. Who is it? What's the profile picture of?
I don't know. A very small player. Kevin O.
Is it Gibbs White or someone?
Possibly. We should have brought Michael D on after 15 minutes to break up the game. Give us a breather.
That's when we were doing all right. The first 15 minutes is all right.
No, we were 1-0 down. Actually, and here's what sums it up, right? 1-0 down. I'm getting dogs abuse out my sister who's English. And the brother-in-law, or future brother-in-law, right? And then we have a free kick. I'm thinking, right, here we go. Put this in the back of the net and then shove it down their throat.
Or Robbie Brady. Another Robbie Brady.
It was an absolute cluster. It was a clusterfuck.
Does he have to take everything in this for this country? Why does he have to take every set piece?
Like, and they didn't know what they were doing. And then the follow-up shot, two lads running for the ball. It's things like that's a chance at this level. That's a chance at this level. And you know what? Every time, for as far as I can remember back, even back to O'Neill, when it comes to these little small moments, we always make a mess of it. Our set pieces are awful. Absolutely dreadful.
We do have someone who is good at set pieces, but unfortunately, he is probably in Middlesbrough right now.
In his ads.
No, he wouldn't have played. I wouldn't have played him in a game like this.
No,
but I'm
no,
just
Jesus,
in general our best set piece taker.
Yeah, they actually played an ad here, with the Sky ad, where they, there's a free kick being taken, and all the fans come out on the pitch, and they line up. Like we probably could have done with that today.
Like small one's good at set pieces. Like just Robbie Brady. I know he's a great left foot, but he's actually not that good at set pieces.
No. Graham Farrell, Michael D. Higgins looked like he was going skiing. He took an ace on
Leave him alone.
He did. I mean, the Coldplay Viva La Vida thing went on loop about 20 times.
The atmosphere was absolutely bouncing, and then Michael D. Higgins came out and it kind of just.
Yeah, I think maybe get to the old time. Paul Carney.
I can't say much about him.
No. Agreed about Martin O'Neill. He keeps repeating that line of Talksport. Oh, Jesus, yeah. Dave McGuinness, I have always worried about our fan base since the Kenny putting on the show brigade arrived on the scene, but a lot of empty seats after the half. Are we a fan base of fair weather fans now, or fans that get behind an overhyped manager? I've never left a game early in my life. I cannot fathom that weak fandom. Yeah, I agree. I've never left a game early. Parrot screamed for that game, says Conor. Yeah, possibly. Could have done with somebody tidy on the ball like he is. Gary Parks, 4 weeks getting up and down the two teams.
What does that mean?
Don't know. Martin Fitzpatrick, just a different class. They were superb. Some team, well coached as well. Conor Coleman, underratedly bad the last few years. Yeah, he shines every now and again, but he's 30. Look, he's 35. He's had a horrible leg.
I hope he's all right. I hope he's not done something bad.
Yeah, Maguire went in on him down the Achilles. I don't know if it was on purpose, but like he took his boot off and ripped his sock. Roy Keane's crazy rant at Arthur and Walters was witnessed by Rice. Wasn't a hard decision. Wasn't a hard decision when Garrett showed him around the professional setup of St. George's. Funny how Roy Keane never mentioned this. So it's just got a ton loads of.
That's not the reason he picked England. Like,
no, but it doesn't help.
I know. Roy Keane's in them situations he's a clown. Like,
Roy Keane a clown. Martin, are you listening? Roy Keane a clown.
There's a reason he's our manager.
Yeah, look, I mean, yeah. And they create a toxic atmosphere. Martin O'Neill, Mr. Talksport, created an absolutely toxic environment. 2018. Don't forget 2018, how bad that was.
They left the country in a worse place than one nick.
They did. They did leave it in bad nick. Conor, take me back to them first 5 minutes. It was, do you know what? It was beautiful. I was getting goosebumps.
Yeah, it was proper. I was proper thinking there's something here for us.
Here we go. Like, we're going back to the good old days, but it just fell apart.
It was never going to last. Something like that never lasts when you play a team like that. But it's to try and take advantage of it and not do something stupid.
I think there's a major psychological issue with this team, and the manager has to get in there when this group of players come together.
We would have been better off in League C, getting against teams actually we would beat comfortably, getting the confidence up.
England are in this, shouldn't be in League B.
No.
They're a League A team. And they just had a really poor Nations League, beating it 4-0 at home against Hungary, of all teams. A team we beat here a couple of months ago.
Sure, Lee Carsey, he didn't even have to change much to the style of play, and they were instantly way better than what they were under Gareth Southgate. He just played as a modern manager plays, a top modern manager plays, and you used to just see the difference. They actually played proper football.
They were passing around. They were so good on the ball. They were so just boom, 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 just passing, waiting for an opening. Oh, there you go. And it causes problems. Conor had him lummy missed a header.
Was it that bad? I know it was bad.
Yeah, no, it's a chance. It's a chance. It's a chance at this level. I am quoting Jimmy McGee, World Cup 1990 quarterfinals when Niall Quinn, the header, Walter Zenga.
Yeah. I think
got a clue what I'm talking about.
Because Malumbi was actually one of the only players today. You could actually say, I know he wasn't. It wasn't like he played unreal, but you could leave with his head held high because he gave everything, and he actually. Like that moment with Grealish within the first couple of minutes, that's something that gets the crowd up. That's something you want a player doing. He knew what he was doing there. It wasn't, but yeah, Malumbi, you can tell Malumbi just loves being Irish, and that probably the Grealish thing probably stung a bit with him. But
Malumbi loves being Irish. Declan Rice, you don't. don't, does he?
Oh, we don't mention him.
No, we don't mention him. There'd be a new president election by the time he gets back to the stand. Oh God, Conor. How did Lummy miss a header? Is that you, Conor, as well? The other that's on the Twitter one. Not public. Has there been any more talk of Heimer setting up an Irish B team that would give a League of Ireland and lesser known players a little experience? Did you forget he said that? I think you touched on that a
I
while
think it
ago.
depends on finances. He said something about does it lose credibility that if players getting caps if they're getting caps when they're actually not international level. But I think it would come down to finances really.
Unfortunately,
I think if you got to play the games in Ireland, if you got to play the games at home, I'd say they would go ahead with it. But if I was thinking of travelling to Scandinavia and having to go to Scandinavia for 2 weeks, I think they wouldn't be.
Right now, do decent flights.
Yeah.
Glenn Forbes definitely more interested in performance for Greece. Wondering if he'll keep any of Stephen Kenny ball. I know they pass it nowhere, but they were passing and get possession. If that could be properly developed, that might be interesting. More likely, he'll go back to Hoof and Hope. Hope it was a bit of crack today.
Can't go back to Hoof and Hope. You can't.
Well, within reason, I suppose. It was a bit of crack today, at least. Atmosphere pre-game seemed electric. It was really good, Glenn. It was absolutely fantastic. Look, I don't look. The anthem getting booed and all that. I don't condone any of that. Because I have to say that, but it was always, let's be honest, it was going to happen, and that kind of just added to it. It's England, it just added to it. I'm sorry, you're probably going to hear him talk about, why is it getting booed? Because it gets booed, and it just led to it. And Iran of V was electrifying.
The band's too loud though. The band is too, whatever way they have it coming.
Because that's a recording,
but it's too loud.
It's too loud. You're never happy, are you?
No.
The players don't sing the anthem. Then the anthem's too loud.
No, because you could see that you could hear the crowd singing it, but then it was like the speaker was coming over on top.
Yeah.
You know what? Sometimes it's better just with.
Well, God save the king wasn't loud enough.
I thought that was great.
Yeah, I bet you did. Anyway, Conor Rowan again. Tell you what, that game screamed for Tory part, but the worst part of it was.
Definitely the same person, not as
definitely
YouTube.
is. That half those fans won't go to Tuesday after that. Yeah, I wonder what the attendance will be like on Tuesday.
Oh, he's back.
Dave McGuinness, if you look at this and the games against France and Holland, they're light training sessions for these teams. We need to try and get at these teams in the future.
That's wrong.
Tier 1 teams beat us without breaking sweat.
That's completely sure. That game
France
against
away.
France, the time the France beat us in here. The only reason the score was a mistake by Josh Cullen.
I disagree with that.
Mike Mannion made one of the best saves I've ever seen in my life.
I didn't think much of that.
Yes, they were a better team, but doesn't mean
I never bought it. They were strolling around that. I remember that. They were strolling around the park.
But it wasn't a light training game. They beat us off one mistake.
The Dutch in Netherlands wasn't.
Oh yeah, I'm not. I didn't mention that game. Like Portugal, when we played Portugal here at home, I know it didn't mean anything to them that day, but
we were lucky. Yeah. But you see, that's when it was starting to work with Ken.
Yeah, that's when it was.
When it looked like here we go, we turned the corner. We should have won that game. Will Keane had a goal wrongly disallowed.
Even the way it's game that time.
Yeah, but we know what happened with Ken.
Yeah.
Like the
it did fall
out.
apart.
Yeah.
But you can't say them teams had easy games when they've come here.
You look like just looking at you there, Conor. he looks like a depressed rapper or something sitting there. Cedric Keogh, enjoy a bit of Irish Grow, lads. We will. Dave McGuinness, Glenn Forbes, no Kenny Ball for the love of Jesus. It never worked or had any impact, even against the worst opposition world football has to offer. Not public. If we don't beat Greece, Heimer has to go.
It's going to be very simple if we lose on Tuesday night.
Jesus, I'll have to like keep an eye on you then. Conor Rowan, genuinely best rendition of Ron V I've ever heard at TV. New Lansdowne Road. Yeah, it was electrifying.
That night World Cup playoff against Denmark. That's the best I've heard of.
I wasn't here for that.
That was special that night.
The one we got beaten 5-1.
Yeah, and we got 1-0 up.
Yeah,
the national anthem that night was special.
I remember Brendan Gleeson wasn't go screaming into the night. Yeah, we went screaming into the night. All right. You know what pissed me off about that night is that those Danish lads had the Viking hats on. You know, the Vikings that like slaughtered the Irish. I'm from Clondalkin, right? And we have a round tower because of the Vikings, because they used to come and slay, pillage all the villages. And then the monks would go up and they'd throw the hot water down and go, oh, this is great. And then they get smoked out of it. And they wore Viking hats and no one said a word. Anyway. And that's my little gripe. Ryan Farrell, McCarthy should have had the playoffs that year, not Kenny being shoehorned in
That's true.
because of contractual mistake. That I agree with.
But that wasn't his fault. We lost our semi-final.
No,
it
it
was
was
on the players.
penalty shootout. And
But we did miss it. How many open goals did we miss that night?
Jesus, yeah. We were actually very good that night.
Yeah, I know.
And no, Mick McCarthy did not get us to the playoff. It was actually because of Martin O'Neill getting relegated from
The Nations League.
the Nations League when it was 3. Sandra Kerr, where are you going now, lads? Where are you going? You're heading back.
I'm heading back to Monaghan.
He's going back to Monaghan, back to the 1830s. And I'm... Sorry.
Jesus Christ.
And I'm... Oh, the seagulls in here. And
And you're going back to London.
I'm going back to London in the morning, yeah.
Showing your real nationality.
Yeah, well, I have this thing called work, Conor. I have to work for a living, and then I'm back Monday morning, and then I'm over for a few days. But I'm going to go for a chipper with the lads. Hope if they're still there. Let me see if they're still there. Am I heading down to the vintage? Yes, in a few minutes. There you go. There you go. But yes, thank you, Sandra. Let's move it on. Hope you're well, by the way, Sandra. Friend of the pod. Conor Ruin, neither of our midfielders tonight would have started for Rovers. Not messing. Dave McGuinness, 100%.
Dylan Watts is a serious player, to be fair.
Who?
Dylan Watts. He's a serious player.
There you go. Serious. No joking here. Dave McGuinness, 100%. Graham, the truth on that, the back will come out soon, and I cannot wait for that's on Mick getting elbowed for the playoff. Glenn Forbes, Liam Scales has been great for Celtic this season, and Ida was great on loan for them. Find a way to make Smodic and Ida work up front. We got a good number of players in the Premier League now. It's the midfield that's a tumbleweed. I'd look at bringing in Andy Bourne to the senior team. Still believe there's a making of a solid team there that can genuinely compete. I think so too.
There is a good team in there. It's just it will take time.
Yeah. Reddy left his foot in Paris.
Brady, he's on my Brady. After Euro 2016.
I agree. Graham Farrell, that pissed me off too. Hit the wall and then they broke us and caught us short, and we were lucky to get away with it.
Yeah, Gallagher made another save, didn't he?
He did, yeah. 4 quality saves by Queven Gallagher.
Anthony Gordon must be raging that he didn't score. He absolutely tore us apart.
He did, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
I mean,
He's a good player.
Well, thank you much. Daniel Granahan, what's your opinion on the ref? I thought he was shocking at times. It's strange he felt he favoured the English heavily. I thought that too.
Yeah, he was poor.
He was, wasn't he? Was there not one, like, a possible penalty? Now, the lads at home said it was a bit soft.
Casey McAteer, but
he did pull. I mean, it was a foul.
It was a foul anyway.
You know, it's one of those, isn't it? Anywhere on the pitch, and it's a foul. Yeah, but it's a foul in the box. It's a penalty.
I do think McAteer probably could have stayed on his feet and gotten the end of it.
Yeah, possible. Yeah. Graham Farrell, about Kenny replacing McCarthy. I can't wait either. I'll get the popcorn ready. Graham Farrell playing Ole was good as it got, and Malumbi's header. Yeah. Dave McGuinness, Manuel and Liam Roy King said a year too long. Let's not forget they got to the finals and a World Cup playoff. We were 1-0 up in the second leg and lost it in the next 71 minutes. The following year was brutal, but no manager since has come close. Kevin O, Conor is right. Brady's terrible to set pieces and throw-ins. He was only ever scored the free against the USA. Yeah, because Conor Harahan took over, didn't he? That was that's the 4-1, Kevin, wasn't it? The only victory that we had in 2018 was against USA here, wasn't it? A 4-1 win against Jurgen Klinsmann's USA. And Jack, a certain player played in that.
Well, he kissed the badge that day as well, didn't he? He did after he scored. He got man of the match.
Jesus, here we go.
Jeez, I hate that man.
Here we go now. Get over it, will you?
Well, it's just today of all days.
Paul Carney, is there a League D? Let's have some fun for a change. Would you want to take that risk, Paul?
We're League B, don't you? We're not even League C.
League C, yeah.
No, we're League B.
We're League B, yeah.
There's League C and D, I think.
D, like D is like.
I think there could be E as well. San Marino and all. What are they?
They got their first win.
Congrats
to them.
Must be nice to know what it feels like to win a game.
Oh, we won a few months. It'll happen. Conor Ruin was actually buzzing for this game as well.
So we all were.
Conor looks devastated. He does, bless him.
Rich.
David Guinness. GSTK gets booed. God save the king. Everywhere. That's not exclusive to us. It gets booed in Liverpool. Yeah, it does. David Guinness. Sorry, Conor. France never got out of third gear in that game. I agree with you on that one, by the way.
They just didn't play well. But you still, people like this blame the team who didn't play well for not playing. Sometimes the other team actually set up well and done well.
They were strolling in that. Kevin O, what do we take from Carsey saying he only ever had an informal chat with the FAI and nothing came of it? Does that mean the so-called offer for the job never happened? The FAI failed to follow up. I reckon he put feelers out and he probably said,
there was more talks. We all know there was more talks than that, but I don't think he was ever offered put a contract on the table. I think he was just getting what they were saying.
and then he just went, yeah, I'm not really. That's not really for me, lads. To be honest with you, I'm very happy where I'm at, and
he's always said he wants to develop players. This and that, and English players are more development.
Do you know what? He was so good. He really looked the part today, didn't he, Carsley? Like it's nothing against Heimer, but like he should be managing the Ireland team, Carsley. But anyway, Glenn Forbes, Carsley looked like a proper manager. Oh, I didn't. Do you know what? I didn't even see that, Glenn. But yeah, read my mind. I hope he's an option for the future. Waiting for the Lansdowne Roar lads to declare Declaration of Independence outside Abbottstown and overthrow the FAI.
He will get the job. Carsley will be Ireland manager one day.
I think so too. Look, I don't think he got a terrible reception from the fans today. He got booed.
He got booed when he came on the screen once, but when they called out his name when there was like manager league, he didn't really get booed.
No, they were booing everybody.
Yeah.
Like they were, you know what I mean? They were booing everybody. Graham Farrell, we were well in that France home game for an hour. Great to disagree there. David McGinnis, if France or Holland had put us to the sword, it would have been a bloodbath. We were so easy to play against in those games, and that has to change. We used to play our best games against tier 1 teams. Agree. Public, not public. Do you think Jacob Ryan has been overrated by us? Not rated by Everton and looked at liability tonight. I think Scales is a better option than him.
I don't know what either of them.
Scales international level. I mean, I saw him against Portugal and he was dreadful. I mean,
same with Jacob Ryan. I don't know. I know Jacob just hasn't played football. I think Andrew Mohamed potential wise, it could.
O'Brien hasn't played.
Yeah,
he hasn't played a second.
Mohamed is the type of player I can see playing for a top 6 team in the next 4 or 5 years. I don't see that with the other two. Simply that, and I know he hasn't played much with Forest, but you can see he just has class about him.
Yeah. Norwich, this excuse HH didn't have enough time, but the team doesn't wash. Lee Carsley got the England interim gig around about the same time, and he was able to give several debuts and put us on.
No, but it's easier when you're already in the system when you're bringing, the players.
Yeah, I mean they do know him, to be fair, and also when you are that level, when when those players are like, listen, they are a top team. Let's not beat around the bush. They are a tippy top team, and tippy top players are easier to coach. They're easier to coach. You tell them once and you get it. Sandra Kyo says hello. That's good, actually. I actually met Davy Kyo in Greece last year.
Very good.
Funny enough. Pierce Crane, he was kind of waiting for Brady to give the ball to. Anytime he received it, nobody showed. I lost count with the amount of times he lost it with Ida not showing.
Both of them have to take a bit of. I know Adamida didn't look for the ball at all. I know I've said he's been lazy, but there's times Robbie Brady just hoofed it when he could have went backwards or sideways even.
Fair. Dave McGuinness, that's correct, Graham. We were in it because France never got out of third gear. I agree with you there, David. Not public. Curtis should be brought up to senior. Doherty out. I mean, we don't want to really upset the under 21s. They are. Great to get them to the Euros.
They will get there.
Yeah,
they will get there.
Conor Roon, as you said, Lee Carsley said, we for Ireland. The Brits won't like that. No,
he has some praise. I'd say he's seen the papers this morning and thought,
fuck him. Yeah. That gobshite with the letters after his name. Oh, let's give it. Let's give him some.
If Marcus Rashford can get an MBE, anyone can.
No comment. Graham Farrell, the ref was poor. Very, very fussy. He was, wasn't he? He was very fussy. I thought. Proper Spanish ref. Be thankful, Glenn says, be thankful didn't have to listen to the US commentary, which was all pro-England. Alexis Salas even criticised Declan Rice for not celebrating his goal. Oh, jeez.
If I was Declan Rice, he just should embrace it.
Yeah, I mean, he looked like he looked like he shat his pants. Like somebody who he was just really like in the interview afterwards. I don't think he feels that. Ken Early, to be fair, said on TalkSport during the week he's a people pleaser. And I get that. I think he is a people pleaser.
As I said, I'm so shocked he didn't run. I said the other night about him taking his jersey off and giving it to an Irish kid. I'm surprised we won't see a picture later. Some father's putting up on Facebook or on Twitter. Oh, thank you so much, Declan Rice, giving the jersey to my child.
We're off again. Conor Roon, we're going to finish up here, lads. It just had to be Rice and Grealish. Conor Roon again. We should have had that woman's thing that anthem for us tonight. The band just doesn't hit the same for me. It's not a band, it's recording.
Yeah.
Unless I'm seriously not paying attention. That is also possible. Conor Roon, also Carsey said in an interview that the FAI rejected him. He never rejected us, which is crazy. We took a dentist over him.
That is true.
I don't think that's
I think he's on about back in the day.
He's on
when
about
he,
back in the day.
when he offered himself.
Not the last while. Graham Farrell, I've seen scouts at Aberdeen beat Hibs at Easter Road. I'm a Hibs season ticket holder, and he was sent off twice as Aberdeen were battered. I generally don't get why O'Brien went to Everton and left Leon when he was doing well. It was a crazy move for him. He probably ended up in loan back there.
Good.
Yeah, McGuinness, I love the despair I bring to Conor's face. It gives me purpose.
Anyone that likes Kenny, that hates him.
Yes. Nuri, and did you see before the game the cars he went to sit at the whole bench before he realised his mistake? That's true. I mean, he never played here.
No, it's not like he's used to it.
Yeah. Not public. After scoring, Declan Rice looked like he had just slept with a beautiful woman, but she was a prostitute. And on that bombshell, we're going to leave it there. We've gone a little bit long. But listen, guys, thank you so much for those comments there. And listen, we've got Greece on Tuesday. Don't worry. And if you want to see Greece on Tuesday, and you want to win a couple of tickets for that, where is the bloody thing? Yes, just please follow the YouTube page. Let me take that comment off there. Apologies. Yeah, subscribe to the YouTube channel, put a little comment there, and you automatically go in the draw. We will announce it tomorrow night. We are going to be live tomorrow night for the review/preview. Going to get Martin's thoughts on it. And yeah,
there's 1,000 people watching. We can easily get 100 subscribers out of that.
I think so. Yeah, exactly. Another 100 subscribers. Come on.
Free tickets to a game, like
free tickets for the game over in the East Stand. And thank you for the 1,000 people watching us here tonight. I know it's not easy, especially with the dejection. I mean, look at this fella for God's sakes beside me. But anyway, listen, thank you very much. We will be back on Tuesday for the pre-game. Right an hour before the Greece match. It was about 6:45, and we will be live again after the game, about 5 or so minutes, when all the fans clear out and the music stops and we don't get done for copyright.
Yeah, no one contact me until Tuesday night, please.
So yep,
Tracker's going out of business.
And don't forget, you can get Conor.
Why is he come up on screen?
You can get. I was watching the match. Don't forget, and if you want to contact Conor, it's at Rep Tracker. He wants to hear from you folks, and he wants to hear about Declan Rice, and Declan Rice. So at Rep Tracker over on Twitter. Just before we go, a couple of more comments. Did Rice do an interview after the match?
It was with beIN Sports.
beIN Sports, I think it
but
was.
Then he don't want a different one with Grealish as well, so maybe that was for
telly, yeah. Dave McGuinness, thanks, Dave, and Conor. Have a good night, you too, David. And Pierce Crane says yes for Talk Sport, and Conor Ron wants to know what he said. Anyway, we're out of here, folks. Thank you very much. We'll be back tomorrow night. Probably we'll let you know the time. It's going to be a little bit later anyway before I fly back over here on Monday. Anyway, shame about the result, but you know what? It could have been worse. It really. I
might just talk about the 21s, to be honest. They give me joy in life.
You can ask us whatever you want. Whatever you want, that's how it works. We are Irish football's most interactive podcast. And also scan the QR code, head over to our Facebook, Instagram, our Twitter, and head over to lansdowne.ie. We are out of here, guys. We will see you live tomorrow night on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. We'll let you know the time. Good night.
See you.
God bless.